know if he has any pressure issues, right? Because we don't have a CT scanner to tell us how bad he is until he really goes south. So what do we have? And then I'm going to roll my hand out, still maintaining C-spine. I'll roll my hand out and then I'll hold here. Okay, and then I'm going to go. And there you go. All right? So, like so. So we just want to make sure we, patient, they should, EMTs, good medics would have already put your C-spine, but we're learning. We want to, now this patient, let's see here, clues, widening pulse pressure, is now starting to maybe possibly be kind of starting with the bradycardic, right? And then there's another one.
Fluids? Oh,
No, you can't. No.
That's orders. That's like you need a doctor's order. Non-invasive. You're checking the patient. We just applied some stuff to him as a clue.
We just put the C-collar on him.
So we need to make sure it's not too tight.
Too tight.
Because if you're gonna make it too tight, you're gonna have pressure on his carotids. Then now you got higher.
So you just need
a finger width.
Oh yeah, that's different.
Space, finger space, right? One finger space.
Just hold on to him and when I loosen this
So
up.
while someone's maintaining C-spine, you're gonna loosen it up.
A little bit more. Tighter.
Tighter, a little bit. There you go.
There?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes if it's too loose, you get a patient that's like this in C-collar. So we need to make sure he's also midline. So his neck is midline. So those are the two things. Head of bed, make sure your C-collar is not too tight, and then his neck is midline in order to maintain like a nice straight.
He's definitely like a lot more tacky.
Yeah.
What else then we
Can we
kind
tackle the
of,
pressure again?
so initially it was good, but obviously he's on, so maybe we need to recheck to make sure it was.
That's why I was asking for neuro patients, like what is it with oxygen that, do you need
You can't
to
go too much oxygen. You used to be
Yeah,
able
keep him
to
on
hypercap. Want that in our TBI patient.
Okay.
Increases stimulation and they go a little crazy on us. So let's think about sedation on him. So we've thought about sedation, any injury or anything like that. Inflammatory response. Anything
we
with
got
one eye.
Yeah, and we gotta close both eyes. So
Yeah.
people think-
We've got the neurodoc here and the ophthalmologist.
Okay.
The neuro?
Our patient who's on a hypertonic solution. Because if it's too high, right, you're going to cause issues. If it's too low, it's going to be issues, more altered mental status. What do you think the difference between these two things are? They do this, they have the same thing in common, but they're a bit different.
This one allows
Drainage.
for drainage.
15 maybe, 15, 20, we're starting to get in the high end, okay, because we can't absorb that. Leveling it. Wait, what head? What part of the head?
I think it is.
The ear, the tragus. We call this the tragus. This is the tragus. We call that the tragus. So we're going to measure the tragus, and because able to do that, I can't remember if what we carry has that
So
capability.
if you raise and lower the bed.
Make sure cerebral perfusion pressure is good. What are two numbers you need to be able to measure to your brain? You're not getting enough to your brain, so.
So we'd have to, that's when you
That's why you want to lower down the ICP, get it down to 15, you have better perfusion. Try to boost up your pressure a little bit. You might have to give them extra pressure to your brain. You're not getting enough to your brain, so.
So we'd have to, that's when you
That's why you want to lower down the ICP, get it down to 15, you have better perfusion. Try to boost up your pressure a little bit. Be stressed, and then you've got your A-line, CVP monitoring that has this pigtail stuff. You know, and then you're like trying to do stuff, and then, I don't know, somehow maybe you get mixed up and you think that you should pull that. No, so we just prevent that by cutting that. And so right now it's off to the patient, so it's just monitoring. This is how you zero, because it's off to the patient and you're zeroing it to the atmospheric pressure, right? So we're gonna.
Things always go wrong.
In order to monitor, you turn it off to the atmosphere, and then now whatever's you see this is coming out of the patient's brain, what your ICP might be at. What are your thoughts on that? What can you guess? What can tell you? The more is low, the gravity, as I drain, you never leave the patient open to drain because you can get busy. Close it off, and then now you're monitoring.
Monitoring the pressure.
Yeah, because it's off to atmosphere, and it's actually the pressure reading is going through into the monitoring
And
system.
so you would say, okay, well, like each hour I'll know that I have.
You should see that. That's the two things: blood pressure, oxygenation, perfusion. Right? You need to make sure it's open. You should clamp it off to there. So it should be where it freely goes here. Make sure this is not clamped at all, because that can cause trace back from patient. See, everything's unclamped to the